and has just absolutely been running up the table here, trying to get in attention.
Yeah, I just double check the table. Rywek is 5-2 and Gus is 1-8, and they've started the race.
Yeah, nice early full heart container right there in Link's house.
So standard randomized sword means we are going to see a random weapon here in Uncle's hand. They will help us go through the escape. We have the King of Burna.
Yeah. Now this is going to be normal mode Can of Burna, so it's not nearly as rough as you'd see in a lot of like the hard mode randomized weapons you've been seeing recently. Now, the one concern about Burna Open is you're gonna be relying on a lot of secondary things such as bushes, pods, trying to get a lot of kills in early, looking for those bombs for the back of escape.
Yep, King of Burna has a pretty high activation cost, so you don't want to use it that much, or else you will not have enough magic to be the required guards down the sewer. No, I mean down the dungeon.
Yeah, it also helps to know about what Can of Burna here, like you're about to see. It always knocks the enemies up. So you just bring them right up to the top of the screen and keep them right there. Get your 3 hits in easy, no big deal.
Looks like Rywek is trying to get kills on the blue guards, but unfortunately lands down the pit.
Yeah, trying to squeeze out everything we can for these extra kills. Getting lucky on these small magic bot drops too.
So this is the key sanity. That means big key and small key and map and compass are all over pyro. Like let's see if some big key will just fine.
Yeah, finding big key to Thieves Town is going to be really nice once we finally get Dark World access, whenever that may be.
So as we backtrack through the dungeon, there's only one required enemy left. That's the key rat down in the sewers. So they can use I think they can farm a few ropes with their Burna down there, hoping for a bomb drop, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's also about 3 to 4 magic pots in the 2 like water rooms in the back of the sewers, so they can even get more magic there, especially because getting that key rat's gonna be pretty free. Just no luck on these guards.
So Burna use magic, so if a runner unfortunately run out of magic, he can take a death and he'll have half a magic bar back, and then right as he went through this door, he has a checkpoint at the swan room, so he can use that if he actually run out of magic, but it's looking unlikely on Rywek's land.
Yeah, and he's making sure to pick up all these extra magic pots too, just so he can farm this next room really effectively. Wow, still no luck on that bomb drop though. One of our 4 TR small keys.
One you hopefully wouldn't need for runner's sake.
Yeah, depending on how it ends up. Alright, I definitely expect Rywek to burn down the rest of his magic here.
That full magic drop extend his hold a bit, but no bombs at all.
Yeah, so that's going to be on his mind. He's going to have to make his way back here at some point.
Of course,
Oh.
of course it's here. At least those bombs would come in handy in Kakariko coming up next.
Yeah, that's going to at least guarantee you the first 3 of the 4 spots you're going to want to guarantee to bomb. You see what our tree pull is. Just $5. Hey, well, I guess that fixes that problem.
Yep, with Power Glove he can push open the graveyard, like in how we access back of escape in open mode.
Yeah, I'd probably expect to see a save quit back to Sang to get it out of the way before going to South Shore after we get done with Kakariko here.
Showing good knowledge, knowing that rock that right there is a 50-50. We find a sword in Blind's hut, so we don't have to bomb the Ming Mordons, which means they will need less bombs now. But I think we still purchase bomb down here.
Yeah, we're gonna need to just to make sure we can get access to Mini Moldorm, Ice Rod if Rywek and decides to go that far. But you know, sword, heart and a quarter, 70 total rupees, including the pot. It's not bad. And we have the oft-mentioned second troll of Key Sanity, the small key to Swamp.
And a whole lot of big 300s and a hammer in the well.
Yeah, that's 600 rupees, a hammer, and Swamp Palace small key. That's a loaded well.
So now we are a moon pearl away from Dark World access.
Yeah, finding one of our medallions too. This is pretty well loaded for an early Kakariko. Oh, but we got a small key on the library. It's gonna be a bit of anxiety for a while.
Yep, and Rywek didn't check Numberjack, so I think I'll go check that after the boots. But if that's also a small key, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, there's no point in checking Lumberjack before you have boots. I mean, at that point, you're just confusing yourself with more, well, where's the boots? Where's my access? What's this mean? Kind of thing. So Rywek not buying bombs, not going back to Sank, going straight down here to get the rest of these high-density locations first.
Yep, South Shore you need 2 bombs, one for Mini Mordorn and one for Ice Rod Cave. So he would have bomb left over because he has a weapon.
Yeah. Also finding out our stun price today is just a 5-er. And another sword.
He's going to Bumbles and Mini Mordorns.
Hey, it takes probably less time than it would normally. Just get him out of the way.
Yeah, good point. Bumbles is a pretty good weapon, Albert. It takes quite some time.
So we get the map to ice, or we get the map to swamp, compass to ice, the cane of Burna, or rather Samaria. Sorry about that.
Another decent weapon that doesn't do much yet, but will come in handy later.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those items that's really hard required that you don't want to search for because it has so few required uses.
So in Christianity, map and compass have different use. Compass show you how many items you have found in the dungeon out of total, which is pretty useless for experienced runners. And maps will tell you what crystal or pendant the dungeon is. So if you Warwick light or magic now, he will see nothing. He has no maps. But if he map checks the dark world, he will know what Swamp Palace is.
Yeah, we also ended up finding the big key to pod, so that's one big and one small to pod. We're going to need, logically, 6 keys to get through pod, but for most of our racers, they're only going to need probably 4 as long as we can get the bow, 5 if we can't. Never mind.
That bow is nice, but it also doesn't really do a lot at the moment. You need Eastern Big Key to clear Eastern, but there's always Tashra's Closet and first few chests there.
Yeah, you can get a lot of those early checks in. At least get Eastern mostly cleared out. Rywek only seeing a heart piece on Lake Hilly Island.
You know, one small key actually gives you quite a lot of check in pod if you don't need to open the middle door, because you can use this key to open the backside for the basement and the turtle room. And
Yeah,
with sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm just gonna agree with you absolutely. And if you can hammer, and if you can do the hammer jump, that adds even more on top of all that. Unfortunately, we just found out the pod's the green pendant.
And we have our dark core assets in Sasha's closet, the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, the single arrow is also located in there, which, as much as being a meme as it is, it also counts as a unique item that you don't have to worry about trolling you out of that item pool.
So Rywek with that asset is going to the usually taken south route from Hype Cave to Deacon Game. Or is he? No, he's not. He's checking the swamp hint first.
Yeah, he's gonna grab the swamp hint, head to Hype Cave. I almost wouldn't be surprised if he actually opts into the super early pod here, like you had mentioned, with all the access he can get with one key.
That's a big hint. Hera big key and Stevenson small key in the pyramid fairy.
Yeah, that's major.
And Rywek can talk to the big bomb shop guy to know which crystal he will need for those keys.
Wow, that was more disappointing than normal. Even in Key Sanity, you'd think you'd get at least one good key.
Yeah, it got a gold small key instead. I mean, the first one is a little useful, help with the routing, like the first minor small key, but that doesn't speak much.
Oh, Skull and Ice. So, Ice is interesting because once we actually get logical access, flippers in the midst, we could actually end up getting into Ice super early because we already have Bombos.
Yep, we would need to fake flipper in, but it's doable.
Looks like we've got another crystal in Swamp as well. Alright, Rywek's back to Sanctuary here. Let's see what we get when we get over to the Village of Outcasts here.
We could get the Thieves down clear. That's maybe. Technically, that's behind the Pyramid Fairy, but you don't actually need the small key to beat it.
Yeah, Rywek's just gonna need to keep in mind that he is gonna make 100% orphan that big chest, but knows how to get access to it. So Rywek into the Dark World, I expect him to go north, having Kane and 1 key. And he makes a liar out of me already.
We have our first bottle. Will be convenient if we also find a mirror here.
Yeah, if you can pull the mirror out of either Outcast or Thieves Town, gonna make running against Sick Kid a lot easier. Alright, so into Thieves we go. We've got the big key, so we can kill the boss and get through everything except for the one single chest here.
A big key to ice, logically required, realistically not. It's just a fetch quest for our experienced runners.
Yeah, it'll open one extra check, kind of incentivize it a little more at some point once we have a little bit more, well, at least access to it to begin with the Titans. Hellway being kind of nice to Rywek there.
Thieves Town Hintel, unfortunately of no use.
Yeah, just giving us the old Z1 troll hint that the 10th enemy has the bomb. Speaking of fetch quests, we got a shovel.
So logically speaking, that shovel is also behind the big bomb because you can take the small key there and open the way to the big chest.
Yeah, everything in the back is basically small key locked because the game has to assume that you're going to use the keys in the most unfortunate way possible. Don't want to say stupid. Wow, another fetch quest. But yeah, that you're going to do the dumbest possible dumbs with the keys. That you're going to take the small key down here, open the big key chest, and just lose access to everything. So everything here is locked behind our 5 and 6. So everything here is locked behind Skullwoods and ice.
Well, the mushroom isn't.
True.
Which is interesting. When he go back to the light road, he has a lot of one-off checks there, including fake powder, stick kit, and a shovel spot, and a mushroom spot. But I expect him to go to Skullwoods next.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Alright, we get a crystal inside a thief. Alright, so let's see if Rywek's gonna head north. Yeah, Rywek's gonna head north here, get into Skullwoods. Got a lot of checks open here. Got 4 checks minimum.
Yeah, that number sounds right.
Yeah, it can come in here. It's gonna get the trap room, gonna get the pop prison, the east side chest, and it can also go back and get the vanilla big key chest, which is super easy thanks to Kane. Get a second pod key. That's nice.
Not the most exciting item, but you're going to need it if you want to full clear past darkness. For the green pendant.
Yeah, it's 2 of our 4 that we need to full clear. But full clearing pod and key sanity is can be a pain sometimes because it's such specific routing.
Yeah, and you don't have the mirror as well.
Alright, so here's the save quit. This is probably going to be a south loop around. Gonna hit the shovel, gonna hit the sick kid, gonna hit fake powder on the magic bat.
We're also still looking for that Death Mountain assets, that lamp or the flute. Rywek doesn't feel like sequence breaking up there because right now without the hook shot or mirror, there isn't a lot of checks up in the Death Mountain, so he might as well tick off this one-off spots.
Yeah, there's not really any incentive to go up and check 2 individual locations until you're almost out of everything else to do. I would really see Rywek diving pod before I see him diving a early Death Mountain like that. Alright, so Rywek's setting up the fake powder glitch. the fake powder glitch has a lot of just very technical specifications to it. The long and short of it is you attempt to use a Cadence of Mario with no magic, and then immediately switch to the mushroom in the middle of the animation, and it procs the powder for some reason.
It works in Vanilla too, but you have to time your pause item right because there's going to be a speech box telling you you're out of magic.
Alright, now this is going to be an interesting choice. Rywek's heading south to go back into the Dark World or clear out Agana. Nah, we're going to go back to...
Fake flip into which?
Yep, gonna fake flipper here up to the witch, drop off that mushroom now. Alright, we got Gus on our side now. He is currently in Eastern, it looks like.
Yep, this pause looks like he's fixing his stream.
Alright, so we'll have to catch up with what Gus has compared to Rywek here.
Well, he has tempered at least.
Oh yeah, wow. Rywek turning in his mushroom for a second bottle. And finds a book! Yeah, the boots are... Oh, no.
Oh, wow. What a cruel fate.
Seed, really?
So there's a quick check. We can see he has a bottle of Samaria. I didn't quite catch the rest.
Got hammers, got bombos. Got Moon Pearl. And it looks like he found his mail upgrade sitting here on the pyramid. No dungeon is cleared yet, so he hasn't been over to Thieves.
Alright, he has 2 keys in Palace of Darkness, just like Rywek.
Wait, if our tracker data world's keeping up here, he's got data saying he's got the Meyer big key too.
I mean, probably those are all in Eastern.
Yeah, probably in the eastern area.
Gus did not check the pod hint tile. Let's see if Rywek do.
Yeah, I think he will. Shovel some thieves down. Thanks! Thanks, game. We totally didn't know that.
So if I counted correctly, to access that boots in Mimic Cave, the runner still need the mitt, the mirror, and the second Torah small key.
Yes. And whatever the medallion is for access.
Oh yeah, and that too. I never remember that. Oops.
So, Gus finding the cape. Rywek is gonna be saving the second key, it looks like, for the harmless hellway? Or no, he might go to the boss and kill the boss first. Just Fisher Price shield.
He didn't show up on. That's Titan's mids.
Oh my, that was Titans. So Titans are down here in the basement. Gus is about to pick them up.
The question is, even if they pick it up, do they know that? I mean, I've seen a race where runners did not realize they pick out the Titan mids in the basement, in the dark basement.
Rywek's been a while on his screen. I think he realized it. He also decided to pop the second key to skip the hammer yump. Not a fan, but okay. Well, I guess no, they do have the big key. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. He could have kept that big key, got the green pendant, saved everything else, and came back later. And Rywek's really upset about getting that heart refill.
Yeah, he was trying to death swap. The thing is, even if you hammer jump, if you don't save and quit, you can't keep that key, and if you second quit, you're not in pod anymore.
Yeah. But he could do. The thing is, you know, you hammer yump, you take the intentional death, you go back to the front, and you have a key where you can either take the big key chest, harmless hellway, or if you're so inclined, you can go to the boss.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the intentional death.
So Rywek's gonna come get the cape out of the four Stalfos chest, and that's gonna be the last thing he's gonna be able to check in here.
Yep, and after that, I think it's off to Ice Palace, which let Titan Smiths.
I mean, the seed's kind of screaming ice at you, I gotta agree. Even though ice is out of logic. You're not gonna find the flippers there, which are going to be required, but it's got a chance to hold some progression.
Oh yeah, flippers. Mean they can also fake flip the door area. The vanilla flippers is also in play, but that's gonna be horrible.
So Gus is going to come check Agna, and with that book is going to probably check out Desert at least, see what's going on in there. Now, I don't know if he's got the map to Desert or not, or has checked it. But one of my favorite gutsy plays here is if Desert's a pendant, you steal the small key from the back and open up the right side.
I think I do remember seeing the map to desert somewhere.
So Rywek's gonna go on a world tour with Jeremiah. And he's gonna cut it short.
Yeah, the only check he has left in that part of Dark World is Bumper Cave. He just got a cave for it.
Yeah, I think I would have checked Bumper and then save quit, but it's something you can check later anyway. That's full vanilla, isn't that compass?
Yeah, I think so.
There's a small key of some variety in Desert, and Gus is gonna be done. Just a little bit left from the blacksmiths. Alright, Rywek's gonna head back over the Dark World, continue on this mirrorless smith chain, which is just painful. Gus setting up the fake flipper.
Yep, he's going to be clear out the Water Wolf Wishing plus Zora on this trip and Hobo. Nothing consequential on the Bumper Cave ledge. And Gus found the Tower of Hera map, so he can from Hobo he can check that to see if that Tower of Hera big key is actually required.
I don't want to know what the hobo was using the map for, but I can guess. Alright, so Rywek's gonna check hammer pegs. Gus is gonna go ahead and get the waterfall fairy out of the way. Rywek ups in for a map, but it's not a good one. Gus find the big key to Swamp for one extra check once we can actually get in there.
Always nice to know you don't have to leave that behind. Another toilet paper on Zora's edge.
Alright, Gus gonna throw away his life savings for a little bit of knowledge. And I retract my previous statement because that's a mirror. And Rywek finds an ice rod in Gary's lunchbox.
Yeah, however, with that mirror, Gus's check on the speed chain is going to be way more efficient than this. And so Rywek is also going to fake flip her.
Yeah, he's gonna get that. He's gonna probably get that soon as well. But yeah, Gus finding the mirror on Zora, Rywek finding never before seen Hylian portable refrigerator technology, ice rod in a lunchbox. So basically, it's a cooler.
Yup. So Gus is going to go to the dark world for the blacksmith. I will know if he knows he has the myth or not here, looking at which portal he goes.
Looks like he hasn't checked Sick Kid yet. Rywek getting his Hera map slightly used.
Our Hera is the crystal, so that's gonna be required. Big bomb. And looks like Eastern is a crystal as well, which puts Mystery Mine and Turtle Rock to be our pendants.
Yeah, so it looks like everything in the light world's a crystal, and we got process of elimination for both of our medallion dungeons being just straight up pendants. That's strange.
Gus is on the Death Mountain. He might not know he has the Titan's Myth.
Maybe he does know he has the Titan's Mitts and can, you know, kind of banking on those extra checks after Hera.
Oh yeah, with Mirror he can check the entire Death Mountain now.
Now, none of this is in logic because we don't have a lamp or a flute.
But if we find either lamp or flute up here, we know the other is down there. Which doesn't tell a lot, but could be meaningful.
Some arrows require the hammer. Thanks, game.
So useful.
So it seems Rywek's got cleanup in mind. He's going to come down here, get Cave south of Grove. I can't help but imagine he's going to probably get Graveyard Ledge at this point too, since he's doing these one-ofs.
Yeah, I think he just really don't want to sequence break.